Hello, 7th grade once again. I have all three of the walls of Van Gogh's bedroom with sort of a base coat blue on them. Keep in mind that that does not necessarily mean that those walls are finished. It just means that they have enough of a base coat that I can now go ahead and start looking at the floor. Now, one thing that you will notice looking at Van Gogh's bedroom is that his floor has green and brown on it. It's got some floorboards. I'm not going to worry too much about the floorboards at the beginning. Instead, I'm going to focus primarily on the color. So I'm going to mix some of that green. I'm going to put a little bit of my white in there with the green. Quite a lot of the white, actually. And then I'm going to actually start painting my floor by putting the green down first. So I'm just going to pay attention sort of to where that green is. Once again, painting around the things that are in front of the wall or on the floor, leaving those spaces to be filled in once I get to those areas. Keeping it relatively neat, but still not worrying too much about it being absolutely perfectly neat, because Van Gogh's work is also not perfectly neat. So then I'm just going to come in with that color some more. And I'm just going to let it be sort of streaky the way the hit is. He basically just has the greenish color coming down and then kind of fading into the brown the closer you get to the front. So what I'm going to do is just paint my green to where it does kind of just that. And that's going to already start to give me the idea of some of those floorboards there. Though I will add some more detail of the floorboards as I go along, because right now it's all still just very early in the process, still just the first coat, first little bits of detail. Notice that I am also not making all of my brush strokes go perfectly straight down. I'm going to have them kind of go out, because what that's going to do is help to enforce the perspective of them going back toward the back of the room instead of straight down, up and down. Notice that I am painting a little bit fast right now. That's simply because I want to get the idea of that quick movement of post-impressionism across. Van Gogh was not necessarily a slow worker. You can tell that by the sort of frantic energy that his marks have. So I want to make sure that mine mimic that. So I'm actually painting quite a bit faster than I normally would, because I'm trying to mimic someone else's style, not make this look like my own style. So now I'm pretty much done with the green. There is a little bit more of a green area down toward the bottom of the floor here. So I do want to make sure I get that in there a little bit. Keeping in mind that I can always add more green too if I need to. One of the things that it's important to note is anywhere where you have white in the painting that you are reproducing, you want to make sure that you leave the paper white. You will never be able to paint white with watercolor. So then my next step would be to let that dry a little bit more before I go in with some of that brown color for the floor in some of these front areas. Now keep in mind, this area has some white highlights in it, and so does this area. So I'm going to make sure that some of the white of the paper remains showing through. But quite frankly, that's probably about as far as you will get in the class period. So I'm going to leave that as it is for now. and I will upload more videos as I make more progress on my demo piece.